It's been a good couple of years since I've talked about Survivor on this platform. Now, I may as well get it out of the way that starting with the new year, I do want to talk more about Survivor on my channel. I have before. I had a Survivor themed channel previously, a separate one that I let it just go away because it was kind of troublesome to keep pumping out content onto it when I had all other things going on with my own channel. So, coming in the new year, we'll have a new uh, program, I guess, dedicated to Survivor that I'll sprinkle in onto the channel in the new year. So, with that said, this is the first time I've talked about Survivor on this platform in a couple of years because this is just this season has been season 39 has been a complete shit show of identity politics, and I'm on a Facebook group called Survivor Fan Jury where I'm talking to a lot of other fans and viewers of the show, where a lot of people, even women, are corroborating that they think this is all about identity politics and that production is trying to get a woman to win, which is a completely separate issue, and I do not want to touch on that right now because this is completely irrelevant. But it's something that's it's making the rounds on Survivor Fan Jury on Facebook. So we're going to talk about the situation with Dan, which I don't want to talk about. I want to talk about strategy because Dean played really well in this episode, and he has the idol nullifier that could help him. Now that we're at final five, I mean, I want to talk about strategy. I want to talk about anticipation for the finale and see who's going to win the $1 million. But we have to talk about this because I'm going to read you. I was anxiously waiting for word from Jeff Probst about his thoughts on what transpired and their decision to remove Dan from the game. So this is from Dalton Ross on EW.com. So I'm going to specific snippets of this interview. So the question, and this will refer to a previous answer Jeff gave in this interview, but I'm going to refer specifically to one later down the line where he's asked, why did you not inform the other contestants still in the game of the exact nature of Dan's dismissal? And Jeff Probst responds with, I'll refer you to my earlier answer that out of respect for privacy and confidentiality, I cannot say any more on the matter. And then, okay, I'm going back and forth between pages here. So, again, they brought up how this is the first time in Survivor history that someone was removed from the game due to bad behavior. And Jeff responds, it has been an unprecedented season. Complex social issues were woven into the game in a way we have never seen before, with our contestants' welfare at the forefront. Wow, and I'm just going to stop right there, because I don't think you could mishandle this whole situation that's gone this entire season any more badly the way Survivor and CBS have. And again, as a huge fan of the show, like, I take no pleasure in saying that, but if the contestants' welfare was at the forefront, they would have removed him from the game on day 22, a few episodes ago when this came up, when Kelly, really made her concerns vocal, and that one of the production people even chimed in during one of her confessionals, saying that we're here for you and stuff like that. But Kelly brought this up on day one. They should have removed him on day one because she had told him to stop, and he didn't stop inappropriately touching her. It's so crazy that it took him groping a woman on production, because that's apparently what's making the rounds on social media, that he had an inappropriate touching with a female member of production. And you would think, after being previously warned about his bad behavior, knowing he's on national television, that he would be on his absolute best behavior, and that he's very lucky to continue in the game after what had happened before. But there's something seriously wrong with him if he cannot control his urges. And I feel bad for his kid, because he just had his kid on last week with the loved ones visit. Now his kid has to go back to school, and his dad was outed as a creep on national TV. I mean, but what really pisses me off is that Jeff is saying, and again, I take no pleasure in this. I love Jeff. Jeff's a great guy. We love Survivor in part because Jeff is the personality of the show, and we all love Jeff. But contestants' welfare was not at the forefront. I mean, the way Misty and Elizabeth exploited Kelly and Janet a few episodes back, when all Kelly wanted to do was feel safe, and all Janet wanted to do was protect the other women who would come forward to her with accusations. I mean, they've completely and utterly mishandled this whole situation. So the idea that they put contestants' welfare at the forefront is absolutely asinine, and the fact that, out of respect and confidentiality, I can't say anymore. we need to know what he did. No pervert, no pedophile, no any kind of sexual abuser or predator of any kind on any forum, be it on national TV or anything like that. No one who sexually abuses or sexually assaults women deserves to have their actions concealed and therefore protected, because that's the real thing. I mean, if by not revealing what he's done, you're protecting what he's done. I mean, we can all surmise and speculate what it is, but there's no use in that. It's best to know specifically. And I mean, I know it's a fragile, touchy subject. That's a really poor choice of words. You know what I'm saying. It's a really fragile, really tricky, slippery slope. I know, but I mean, I know it's and it's uncharted territory for Survivor. I know they never had anything like this before. I mean, other than Richard Hatch back in the All-Star season. For the most part, they've never really had anything like this, to my knowledge. I mean, I've only been watching since season 27, but I mean, I understand that it's a really tricky situation, but the bottom line is that no one who does things like this, a repeat offender, and cannot control their urges, they shouldn't have their actions concealed and therefore protected. And if they gave a happy damn about the welfare of the contestants, which I know they do, otherwise care about the contestants' safety, then they would have removed him at the very least on day 22 after Kelly came out with her onslaught of things that she said he had done, that he did do, that she told him to stop and he didn't stop, and that it got to the point where they had to talk to the entire cast individually and collectively about boundaries, and then they warned Dan, issued him a warning for his behavior. The fact he was allowed to continue with the game is a disgrace. The fact that his actions are not being publicly outed and specified in detail is disgusting. And the idea that the contestants' safety and well-being was in mind it's just not true. I can't imagine how Kelly is feeling. So that's all I have to say. Just leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Grab your torches and back to camp. Good night.